Hi folks, I just got done filming my review of the Orient Triton. I had such a good time doing that. I thought, well, I'll just keep rolling. I'll do another one. So I have another watch here. I've had this one since Christmas. It's a Bertucci DX3 field watch. I got this. This was the Bertucci watches. They were. I've been looking at them for, oh, I don't know, the last couple years. Always thought about it. Wasn't quite sure on the design though. I just thought, I don't know if I like it or not. And my parents actually ended up getting me this watch for Christmas. And funny enough, I just before Christmas I had bought myself a Christmas present because no one else knew I wanted it, and I bought myself the Seiko Alpinist, which is a very nice mid-range watch, very refined, and I ended up wearing this watch more. The first month I hardly wore the Alpinist because I wore this watch. Now, granted, part of it was because I was doing a lot of work, doing some work on the house, and I didn't really want to be wearing the Alpinist while doing that, so I ended up wearing this watch. They retail the DX3 for around $60, 60 up to around 75, depending. There's all sorts of. You can get a steel case. You can get different color cases, different colored dials. This is just black case with a white dial. Very basic, but I really enjoy it. So let's get into everything. I don't have. I have the box somewhere, but I don't know where it was. I believe it came in a wood box, but don't quote me on that. It comes on this one piece. I believe this is technically a Zulu strap. I don't think you would call this a NATO. I think this is a Zulu strap, and it is very nice. I have to say, you can see here, it's actually engraved Bertucci on it, which is a nice touch. Heavy loops here, very thick material, just what you'd want on a field watch. It just got a little the black on black case, and then obviously the white dial. It got a little old after a while. I did wear this one quite a bit, but yeah, very well made strap. I mean, just the stitching on it, the glued ends. I mean, this is the kind of Zulu strap you'd probably pay, I don't know, $20 for, and it comes with the watch, so perfect. But I got a little tired of the plain black, so I put it on this NATO strap. This is a NATO. This is from Zulu Diver, which you have to get from. I believe they come in from England. Uh, this was the thinner, slightly less expensive version. I think even with shipping it was around $20. But it is kind of thin, but I like it because it's lightweight, it's gray, it's got that yellow stripe down the middle of it. Adds a little bit of uniqueness to this watch, since it is a very simple, black case. It's a PVD material. Let me get the dimensions out of the way before I get ahead of myself, because I definitely will do that. So there's my calipers. Let's turn them on. Let's see, zero them out. Of course, these are polymer plastic calipers, so they're never, there's always going to be a little bit of flex in there. But for the case of watch reviews, this will be perfectly fine. We're not machinists here. So right around the 40 millimeter mark. You can see there 39.82. That's about what it wears like. 40 millimeter watch. 22 lug to lug. There you go. What's the point of having a digital display if I got it over here and you can't see? 22 millimeter lug to lug, so plenty of strap options. It's a bit of a different design. It's almost, there's not much. It's kind of funny. It's a very square looking watch at first glance, especially with the black strap that came with it. But let's continue with the dimensions. Mineral crystal, not coated, for $60. That's about what you can expect. It is recessed down in there, which is good in this case because mineral crystal definitely scratches very easily. So thickness is kind of hard to gauge. Let's move it doesn't wear very thick. And of course, I'll show you in a bit, this has to be worn with some kind of NATO strap. You can't put anything else on it. So, only about 10 and a half, almost 11 thick. Thick. So not too bad. Nice and it fits nice. So, and then I will do the lug to lug if I can. Calipers are very awkward to use on camera. About 48. You can't see it on the display there, but you can take my word. Close to 49. You can trust me. Okay. So, polymer case. You can get versions that have titanium cases. They are around $150 for those. And then you can get some with tritium lume. They very some great features you can get with these watches. I'm not gonna pull the crown out, it is a quartz movement. Not sure what quartz. Not sure if it's a Miyota, Seiko. I'm assuming it's probably one of those. It's listed as a Japanese quartz. It is. Let's pull the strap off. I'm not going to pull it off pull the crown out and change the time because the time is set. It's 10 after 11 right now. And I don't like it. It's very accurate. It's typical quartz. It's very accurate. I like the movement. Quartz doesn't bother me at all, especially at this price point. It's surprisingly the ticker's a little off here. The seconds isn't quite hitting the marks. It's normally closer than this. It's one of the things that I really enjoy about the watch. It's a little off right now. Normally I can say I don't know why it would be different at certain times, but it's pretty close, and normally it's almost right on the indices. See there, it's lined up a little better. So, yeah. That's a bonus. Let's pull the strap off. Okay, so here is why you have to wear it with some sort of either Zulu or NATO strap. Well, you normally call them spring bars, but they're not spring bars. They are just part of the case. It's all one piece. And there you can see Bertucci, and then A2R case, and then the DX3. I'll pull you in a little bit here. Japan movement cases made in China. It is a snapback case. I believe it is 50 meters water resistant. Does it say? Yes, 50 meters water resistant. Pretty standard for a field watch. I'd like to see 100. I've worn this watch out in the rain, no problem. I would not recommend submerging it. There you can see polyresin with fiber reinforcement. That's basically plastic it's basically infused with some sort of fiberglass reinforcement. I won't go into super nerdy detail, but if you have something made out of polymer, that's what you want. And the case is very tough. I've scraped it up against many things, and as you can see, it doesn't get super, cheaper plastic, even though this has more of a matte finish to it. Cheaper plastic will get shiny, whereas this really doesn't because of that reinforcement. Anyway, rambling. U.S. patented. I'm assuming they mean the polyresin case with fiberglass reinforcement. Tells you the battery on the back, which is very handy. And yeah, that's about it. That'll bring me to the next point that I want to bring up, and it's probably the most disappointing aspect of this watch. You can see there it says Swiss Luminous. They're very proud of that. I'm gonna put my strap back on here. I've been wearing this watch a lot lately. It's so lightweight because of the case. I love it. I wear it. I've been wearing it so often just because it's so easy. It's so lightweight. It doesn't matter if it gets, the strap or anything gets dirty. It's a tough watch. Um, but let's move on to the Lume. Okay, so you can see on the dial there where the seconds is right now. Very proud. Swiss Super Luminous. Watchmakers always love to put anytime they could put Swiss on the dial, I think they do that. Watch brands, a little bit of marketing there. Honestly, it's not very good. Now you can get tritium, the watches with tritium. It's not the DX3. It's a little bit higher end watch. And honestly, I might go for one of those. Might not, but you never know. I think that part of the appeal of this watch is it is very affordable, so you don't mind knocking it around a little bit. You get those $400, $500, $600 mid-range field watches, and suddenly you don't want to bash your watch too much. Funny how that works, but hey, 60, $70, sure, why not? But let me flip before I get ahead of myself. So what's loomed? The seconds right there on that square, the end of the seconds, and then the hour and minute hand is loomed. And then these the hour indicators are theoretically loomed, but I will show you real quick what that actually looks like. Hold on just a second here. And one more light to turn off. Bear with me. So, to be honest, this has been sitting under the LED lights for about, 10 minutes or so. I can tell you, I've never seen the seconds or the hour markers, the indices around the outside that bright before, and they look brighter on camera than they are in person. If I move it closer, you can see. I mean, the hands themselves glow fairly nice. However, it does not last very long, to be honest. It certainly is not going to get you through the night. You could still tell the time. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I'm slightly nitpicking on the hands for $60. I'm not going to expect a whole lot. But the hour indices, very, very sad. I don't even know why they attempted it. It certainly loses out to a watch in this department that I'll show you here in a little bit, which is a Timex. But let me get to that in a second. Let me flip the lights on. Very disappointed Lume then. Not quite sure why they decided to do that. Kind of dropped the ball, in my opinion, on the Lume. But oh well. If you want better Lume, go for the tritium based or the tritium models. I should say the models that have tritium on them. Okay, so I've talked about the movement, quartz movement, super accurate. I've had this, like I said, about 8.5 months now. I've never had to change the time. There's no date on there, so you don't have to worry about that, which I like in a field watch personally. But yeah, you don't have to worry about it. That's the nice part about of quartz. You just set it and you forget it. And many people, obviously, they want some kind of mechanical movement. When you're spending a lot of money, that's very understandable. When you're spending under $100, I'd rather it go to other things. This watch is unique looking. It's got a little bit different case design. Like I said, it's kind of got that squarish look. The crown is at the 4 o'clock, which makes it very comfortable. It's got a little logo, Bertucci logo on the crown. And overall, it's a great watch. I'd recommend it. Now, I showed you the Timex. This is their version of a field watch. This watch I've had for about 2.5 years. Very similar. This one I used to wear when I worked at FedEx delivering packages, and it got beat up. and I mean beat up. And as you can see, it's actually not, it held up pretty nicely. I have to give it credit. A little bit of wear on the case, but held up nicely. Has Indiglow. Obviously can't see it, the lights are on. But yeah, you don't even have to worry about the Lume because every time you want to see the time, you just push that in. Great technology. But not as nice of a quartz movement. Loud. That's the next thing I should. Timex quartz movements, very low end, kind of no name movements. This, whether it's a Miyota or a Seiko, which it most likely is one of those, it's very quiet. You don't hear it. I'm going to do a comparison of these two watches because I think a lot of people would like to see that. They're in the same ballpark. The Timex obviously is cheaper, but that'll be for another video. I'm going to stick with the Bertucci for now. So, overall, would I recommend this watch? Absolutely. I think most people should buy a watch like this. In general, I think I'd probably recommend it over the Timex. Personally, just because it's a little bit different. I like Timex as a company. They have great watch designs. I actually slightly prefer that Timex Expedition is the model that I just showed you. I actually prefer the design of that a little bit more, but this is just different. It's a little bit different. It's not something you see every day. I like the dial layout. I like the fact that the 12, 3, 6, and 9 are a little bit bigger. I like the 24-hour markers. Very handy. Like I said, when I was a delivery driver with that field watch, one of the reasons I love that is because we had to do everything based on 24-hour. Now, it's a pretty easy thing to calculate, but when you just have it on your watch, it's so easy. And that would help out a lot of people. So I better put it on my wrist to show you how it wears. I have about I'm going to do this off camera, unless you guys want to watch me fiddle around for about 2 minutes trying to put a watch on. Wears very nicely, like I said. It's very light, so I love popping this on. It is one of those watches you just forget about. Quick note, if you get one of these Zulu diver watches, this is how long they are. Personally, I think they're a little overpriced, but I like the design that they come with. So you got a lot to tuck away. They're very long, which I guess is better than being too short. But yeah, so there it is. Wears very nicely, not too thick, very comfortable, very light, extremely legible. Yeah, I love wearing it. I wear it all the time. Like I said, this watch actually kept me from wearing my Seiko Alpinist right after I just got it too. They were a day or two apart. I think I got my Alpinist a day or two before Christmas. And I ended up wearing this watch more. So I think that tells you a little bit. It's got, yes, you can see the edge of where the mineral crystal goes into the case. It's not, it reflects absolutely everything. It's mineral crystal, just has a look to it that's not very refined. The case, to most people, plastic, it's certainly extremely solid. So most people I think are going to go, that doesn't sound very special. But honestly, give it a try. It's not a whole lot of money. And I bet you'll like it. Again, you can knock it around. Mine's been tough. Battery lasts, I think, about 3 years is what the battery is rated for. There's no complications to power, so it's a fairly simple movement. So, like I said, set it. Don't have to worry about it. Just come back to it and put it on. Don't have to set it. Don't have to worry about watch winders. None of that nonsense. So yes, Bertucci field watches. Absolutely, tons of different colors, tons of different strap colors. I should bring that back in. Tons of different strap colors. Some of them have like a line stitched down the side just to give a little bit extra. this is one of the more conservative designs with the, very simple. They make steel ones with steel cases. Like I said, titanium, tan, black dials, green dials. I'm pretty sure, pretty much anything you'd want. So yeah, Bertucci field watches, the DX3. Try them out. You'll like them. Amazon carries them. You can buy them at Duluth Trading Company. Long Island Watch, always a great place. They have a ton of selection. So I'd recommend picking one up. It's well worth it. Thanks for watching.